Hello everyone. Today we will explore a very familiar topic, which is how to live in this turbulent world while still maintaining peace and tranquility in our hearts. Each person's life is like a long journey, and events in life can be challenges or valuable lessons that help us grow. In this video, I want to share with you some profound views on how we can live a peaceful life, let go of worries, and find peace in our souls. Like a lotus flower growing from the swamp, no matter how difficult life is, we can still find beauty and purity in our own souls. Each of us, no matter where we come from, can live a meaningful and peaceful life if we know how to overcome challenges and accept difficulties as opportunities to grow. Surely in life, everyone has felt angry, felt hurt by the actions of others. But have we ever stopped to ask ourselves, when I am angry, do I really feel more comfortable? In one of my stories, I once faced a situation that I felt was very unfair. At that time, I really wanted to take revenge, wanted the other person to understand that I was hurt. But the truth that I realized was, anger only made me more tired, and the other person still did not change. So why did I let negative emotions control me? After that, I decided to forgive. Forgive not because the other person deserved it, but because I deserved a peaceful soul. When I learned to forgive, I understood that anger is like a wound that will never heal if we do not let go. Surely you have heard the story about the student and the old teacher who sought perfection. The student missed out on many opportunities just to find something perfect. In the end, he realized that perfection does not exist in real life. Life is like a garden. There cannot be a perfect flower, but only flowers that are beautiful in their own way. From this story, I realized a very important thing. Sometimes we need to stop and appreciate what we have. Otherwise, we will live in regret and lose precious opportunities. In a competitive society, we easily forget basic values such as kindness and compassion. But have you ever thought that small acts from the heart, such as helping a friend or simply listening to them, can make a big difference? A close friend once shared with me that every time he felt tired and unmotivated, he sought to help others. And miraculously, every time he did so, his soul felt lighter, and the feeling of lack in his heart gradually disappeared. Messages about life and peace. Life is not always as beautiful as a dream, but it is in the challenges and pain that we find true meaning. Difficult moments will not last forever, and life will always go on. Live with compassion. Treat yourself and those around you well. Don't let frustrations or small things take away the peace in your soul. We cannot change the past, nor can we predict the future. But we can choose the best way to live right now. Don't hesitate. Live every moment to the fullest. Accept everything that comes in life with an open mind. And don't forget that good things will come to those who know how to master themselves. Life is not a race to prove yourself, but a journey to find peace and serenity. Let each day be an opportunity for you to live a meaningful life, full of compassion and forgiveness. As the Buddha said, happiness is not something far away, but a state of mind. Let yourself live according to good values, so that each passing day is a day of peace and contentment. Imagine you are a small boat drifting on the sea. The sea is vast, and the waves are never-ending. When the sea is calm, you feel peaceful and serene. But as soon as a big wave comes, you will feel scared, stressed, and disoriented. But what you need to understand is that no matter how stormy it is, your boat can still overcome it if you know how to steer it. Life is like the sea. Challenges and difficulties are the waves, but you cannot let the waves sweep everything away. If you know how to steer the boat of your life, you will overcome all the storms. It all depends on how you face and overcome them. Not everything will be easy, but when you stay calm, you will find that you can always go through the storm. In this life, everyone can encounter challenges. But if we do not let ourselves be swept away by the waves and keep our mind calm and peaceful, we will overcome everything. Learn to control our mind like a small boat on the vast ocean. In the midst of challenges, change comes from within. There is a story of a Zen master that I really like. One day, a student came to ask the Zen master, "Master, how can I change my life? How can I have peace of mind?" The Zen master smiled and pointed to a tree in front of him. "Look at this tree. It has been here for a long time, but every season it changes its leaves. The dry leaves fall and new leaves grow. The tree does not change, but the way it adapts to each season is the secret to peace." Through this story, we realize that change is not actually something strange, but a natural part of life. When we know how to accept and adapt to circumstances, when we know how to change what needs to be changed, we will find peace of mind. We do not need to change everything around us, but just change the way we perceive and face it. A story about an antique dealer is very famous in the Buddhist tradition. This man had a collection of precious antiques, which he considered the greatest asset in his life. But by chance, he met a Zen master. The Zen master asked him, "Can you leave all these antiques behind? Is this to follow the path of enlightenment?" The antique dealer thought for a long time, but finally he replied, "Master, it is all I have. I cannot let it go." The Zen master smiled and said, "That is the reason why you cannot find peace. Peace cannot come when you hold on to things that cannot be kept forever." This is a very realistic story. In life, we often hold on to things that cannot be changed: pain, injustice, and personal ambitions. But these things make us lose peace. Learning to let go is one of the important steps to freedom and peace of mind. There is a story about bamboo that I would like to share. The farmer planted a bamboo tree in his garden and took care of it for many years, but no matter what he did, the bamboo tree would not grow. One day, he began to feel hopeless. But then a friend came along and said, "Be patient a little longer. The bamboo will grow in its own time." And then, the bamboo began to sprout and gradually grew strong. The bamboo did not simply grow, but it grew strong as soon as it had enough time to grow in the ground. It was patience, waiting, and long-term care that made the bamboo strong. Just like the bamboo, we in this life also need to have patience. Life does not always go according to our plans, but everything has its own time. Be patient, do not rush, and trust that all good things will come at the right time. Life does not need to be complicated, and we do not need to live for anyone else but ourselves. When you realize that peace and happiness are not far away, you will begin to live a meaningful life. To live peacefully, you just need to face life with an open heart, ready to forgive, accept, and love yourself. Learn to let go of unnecessary things, and remember that nothing in this life is permanent. Everything will pass, only peace of mind will remain. There is a famous story about a Zen master and his student. The student came to his teacher and said, "Master, I feel very anxious and cannot find peace in my heart. I have tried many ways, but to no avail." The Zen master replied, "You don't need to do anything special. Just pay attention to every little action in your life." The Zen master took the student to the garden, where he asked him to do a simple task of watering the plants. The Zen master said, "When you water the plants, just pay attention to the act of watering. Don't think about the past or the future. Just pay attention to the present." The student began to practice and realized that when he focused completely on the task, all worries and troubles disappeared. Mindfulness is about living in the present moment, letting go of worries about the past and the future. When we pay attention to the little things in our daily lives, peace will naturally appear. Practicing mindfulness helps us realize that every action has value and can bring us deep peace. One of the simplest and most effective ways to practice mindfulness is to focus on our breathing. When you feel stressed or tired, just sit back and pay attention to each breath. Breathe in deeply. Feel the air moving through your body. Then breathe out slowly, allowing your body and mind to relax. When we stop for a moment and focus only on our breath, we will feel peace right in our own body. Mindfulness is paying full attention to the present moment, and breathing is a great way to practice this. The story of the clock and impermanence. A Zen master told his disciples a story about an old clock. This clock had lived through many years, witnessing many events and changes in its owner's life. One day the clock stopped working, and its owner was very sad. The Zen master told his disciples, "This clock used to be valuable, but impermanence made it stop. Our lives are the same. Everything changes, and nothing lasts forever. We cannot resist change, but we can accept it and live in harmony with it. Impermanence is an inseparable part of life. When we accept that everything changes, we will no longer cling to the past and live in fear of the future. Peace comes from accepting impermanence as a natural law of the universe. Impermanence is not just a Buddhist theory, but part of the truth that each of us must face. When we realize that nothing is permanent, we will no longer fear facing change. It is this acceptance of change that frees us from burdens and worries. When we learn to let go of things we cannot change and accept impermanence, we will feel freer than ever. Living each day in mindfulness and understanding impermanence helps us to face every challenge without being shaken. The story of a mother and her criminal son. There is a story about a mother whose son was in prison for a crime he committed. Although the son had upset her a lot, the mother never abandoned him. Every time she visited, she always said words of encouragement and love to her son. "You are still my son. No matter what, I will always be with you." One day when the mother asked her son, "Can you learn to be compassionate and forgiving towards yourself?" The son burst into tears and said, "You are the only one who taught me to love myself again." Compassion is not only love for others, but also love for oneself. Forgiveness is not easy, but if we open our hearts to understanding and compassion for others, we will also find peace within ourselves. Compassion is a powerful force. When we listen and sympathize with the suffering of others, we not only help them, but also heal ourselves. For compassion to become a part of our lives, we need to open our hearts and be willing to share the pain with others. Compassion helps us overcome selfishness and open our hearts to the world. Practicing compassion not only brings happiness to others, but also helps us find peace of mind. There is a story about a famous Zen master who decided to leave the city to live a peaceful life in the mountains. One day, a student asked, "Do you feel lonely, living away from people?" The Zen master smiled and replied, "No, I am not lonely. Because I live in harmony with nature, I hear the voice of the earth and sky. Nature never abandons me. Nature is not only a part of life, but also a trustworthy companion. When we live in harmony with nature, we feel peace from simple things like the sound of the wind, the sound of a stream, or the sunlight. Harmony with nature helps us understand that we are part of this vast universe. We are not separate creatures, but part of a comprehensive ecosystem. Nature can bring us a sense of peace and tranquility that we sometimes cannot find elsewhere. Take some time each day to walk outdoors, look at the trees, or simply stop and breathe in the fresh air. These moments help us regain balance and peace in our lives. The story of the warrior and forgiveness. Once upon a time, there was a warrior who fought in battles to protect his kingdom. After a battle, he killed an old friend because of a misunderstanding. He was filled with regret and guilt. One night, he met a Zen master and told him his story. The Zen master said, "If you don't forgive yourself, you will forever be haunted by the past. Forgiveness is liberation." The warrior begins the journey of forgiveness and gradually feels lighter, no longer burdened by the past. Forgiveness is an act of liberation. When we forgive others and ourselves, we are no longer tied to the mistakes of the past. Peace comes when we let go of the pain and allow ourselves to be forgiven. Peace is a state that we cannot achieve in a hurry. It is a process, a journey that we can walk every day. Mindfulness is the path to this peace. When we pay attention to each moment of our lives, we will realize that everything around us offers an opportunity to find peace.